Almost there. Yeah, we're all up live. Yo, what's goody? My name is CheZZa. Beside me is,
St. Jason.
and beside him is,
Mr. Steven S.
and this is the Casual Fan Podcast. This one is the wrestling wrap up. So, if you don't know, we talk
Let's
about
go home.
wrestling,
Let's go
all
home.
wrestling, whatever boring wrestling there is right now. But we will talk about it. We'll get into it. We're gonna give our predictions for FastLane because that is this weekend. And how was everybody's week in wrestling? How'd you guys feel?
I was a little confused about New Day winning titles, but okay, I guess. I
Yeah.
guess her business is gonna win it back at Mania, maybe. I don't know.
No, didn't you
But
see what happened right after that? You didn't see
Yeah,
see what
AJ and Almost?
but I
So
don't know where they're going with it.
guess who's gonna get the belt?
I
They
hope
didn't
not.
like look at it. They didn't want heel versus heel. Obviously, her business versus AJ Styles and them. So transition it over to New Day, where New Day can't New Day is in a spot where they can't be hurt regardless win or lose.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Win or lose, they can't be hurt. So giving it to AJ and Almost, they're truly just trying to build Almost, right?
Well,
That's the
he
biggest
doesn't
big
need a
plan.
belt. He doesn't need a belt.
He doesn't. But I guess they want to give AJ a belt just because AJ's been key. Like for the past few years, AJ's been key for them.
Is it gonna
So
keep? Is it gonna keep the tag division? Like I don't. I think the tag division right now is cool. I don't want it to do its usual step down again. Like, is it gonna be good for the division? Are they gonna be defending it, or
It's
is it
right.
just?
we already know what it's gonna be. Like their tag division has always been the same. Like they're not building it up. Like this is just to get Almost over. We know the whole plan is that. So
Are you saying he's
AJ
almost over?
almost over. Almost is almost
He's
over.
almost
Yes.
over.
He's almost there. He is almost there. But for real, like seriously, like it's foo-fooness. Like I don't know. It's to get AJ on WrestleMania. Hopefully, maybe you're right, and hopefully New Day does win. And then
I
after
think.
WrestleMania, Hurt Business gets to win it again, win it back.
I don't know. I don't know. Has AJ had the tag titles yet? Is this part of his
Yeah, he did
Transition
say
wrestling?
that
too.
speech. Yeah, he did say that speech. He was like, he had every belt except that one, and it's
So
true.
this is his Grand Slam.
I guess, B.
And then he can also put in that after a while he can say he is the greatest champion of all time because he did it in a shorter time than anybody else in WWE history.
Yeah,
Think about
Miz
when he
just
got
said he.
think about when he got there until if he wins these titles now. He's won every title in less than what was it 10 years? Is it less than 10 years?
Less than 10 years.
Less than
I
10
think
Listen
it's
years?
to
less
this.
than.
He's only been there since what 2015.
He hasn't been there
But
long. Yeah,
the Miz just said I'm the only one who's done it twice. So
but it's true. He
he
is the
lays
only one
claim
who's
to
done
it.
it twice.
So, like, how much stock are we putting into this? Is this something we're gonna big up? Like
Well,
something people try to attain?
AJ has held the Universal title.
Yeah,
He's held the Miz held
World
the
title.
Universal title too,
I
or
think
just the
he
World
did both
title?
of
Universe.
them. I think he's held both
Mhm.
sides. Yeah, I think he's held the SmackDown title and
And the Raw.
the Raw title.
He's had the U.S. Championship.
Or are they basing on show? Or are they basing on
Everything. I think he's had Intercontinental too. I'm sure he has. Like he's had
Oh
everything
yeah,
at
but I'm
least
just
once.
basing
So
it because the Universal title is since Universal title came in, right? Not the WWE or the SmackDown title, Universal title.
Yeah,
He was here
I think
since
he's
he came on. He's been here before, like after that. I feel like he's won it before.
because Balor was the
happened?
first one.
Gotta go to. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Trying to remember.
No, we gotta run to Google. Let's see if he was actually a champion. Universal. Let's see the reigns. Who had a reign? So it went to Finn Balor, vacated that. Kevin Owens, Goldberg, Brock, Roman, vacated that. Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt. And then when it's on SmackDown, Goldberg, Strowman, Wyatt, and Reigns. So he has not won it.
So he hasn't won it.
No, he hasn't won the Universal.
Either has
I could have swore he won the Universal.
Either has AJ, right?
No, that's what we're talking about. AJ hasn't won it.
And either has the Miz.
Oh no. Miz hasn't won that at all. No. Miz hasn't touched that at all. But Miz is like every other title except the new one, he's won twice.
He's won.
We'll say except the new one. So Universal title, 24/7 title.
Oh, forget that.
He hasn't won those. He hasn't won any of those twice.
I like that changeover. I think CheZZa thought I was gonna hate it.
Well, the exchange.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. I was like, yeah, we'll get it to right now. Yo, that shit was funny as hell. So Bad Buddy comes through, and then what's it called? Tries to sneak up behind him. R2 tried to sneak up behind him, wearing all the Austin gear. All the Austin gear.
He's got the Austin lunch box behind it, coming up like this behind Bad Bunny.
Ready to clap him. So then Damian Priest catches him. Bad Bunny turns around and the man just like says his piece. Like,
what you
he
think?
gives his spiel. Like, it's not what you think.
It's not what you think.
And he came for a trade. He's like, I'll give you this one for that one. Too. Everything. He was stone cold out.
Too. It was like it felt like he had all the Stone Cold merch from the store on him.
Definitely. Yeah, he did.
Took everything that was there.
Everything.
I'll put this on. Give me this belt. I'll take this here. I'm going
to remember, like,
I'm going to sell it. Vince,
this week,
sell it.
This week is 316, right?
He has a shirt.
We got to remember, 2 days ago was 316 day, right? Stone Cold 316 day. So that's the whole thing. You already know that was a merch spot. WWE is getting in everybody. You can get the belt, you can get the vest, you can get the lunch pail. He sold everything for them.
Everything.
And for that. And
who
for that.
And who did he give it to?
The beer.
And then the beer too.
Bunny,
yeah.
Bad Bunny.
Then he gives Bad Bunny the, what's it called? The belt. Like, here you go.
Bad Bunny gives him the 24/7 championship.
No, like, that's nobody didn't even try to roll him up. Didn't even try to roll him up. Like, I guess Damian Priest was like the problem. They're like, how are we gonna get somebody to beat Bad Bunny without having Damian Priest beat him up? It was like, and we don't want Damian Priest to win the 24/7 title.
No, you don't want I don't think you want Damian Priest to go.
You don't want him anywhere near that. You don't want him anywhere near the 24/7. Like, Bad Bunny.
Can you see him? Can you see him running with like Drew Gulak and those guys?
Did you notice this whole time they did not chase? None of them chased Bad Bunny. But as soon as Bad Bunny handed it over back to him, they were right back in the races.
Yeah.
So they let people know, like they didn't even try to do like a fake out, like some come from this way and then the others roll them up from the other side. Nope. They let people know that Damian Priest is a beast. You don't come up to him for any reason.
They love Damian Priest right now.
So they said, why not put him in a match with The Miz? How'd you like the guitar shot? Bad Bunny's guitar shot.
I thought it was weak.
They did it. Do you see how quick that they cut it out, though? Do you see how quick they cut away from it?
Yo, they had to, like, I didn't see it at first. I'm like, what happened? And then they show it in the replay, and it's
that's why they cut it.
Like,
He pulled it heavy.
It was,
but to me, like knowing this, wouldn't they have got a breakable guitar? That
So
doesn't
what he
make
hit?
sense.
So okay, educate the person who missed it.
okay. So, it was Damian Priest was fighting who?
Jackson Riker. So he
Okay.
squashed
He
Jackson Riker.
squashed him.
It was
He
him
squashed
against
him.
Jackson
It
Riker.
was bad. Like,
You know the whole Elias and Bad Bunny issue thing, whatever. So
yeah.
Elias tried to slide in and hit Damian Priest with the guitar. Bad Bunny slid in, took the guitar, threw it out the ring. Elias tried to hit him. He ducked it. Or no, he didn't duck it. He blocked it. Hits Elias. Elias goes out. Or he doesn't go out, but he gets hit. Then Damian Priest comes through and hits him with his finishing move. Bomb. That's over. So now they're out the ring. They're talking shit. And Bad Bunny and them are looking towards them to talk shit. And then out of nowhere, The Miz comes out with the guitar and bomb. Bangs Bad Bunny in his back.
And he
sold it. Yo, did you hear what he said? I heard it
sold.
afterwards. So he screamed out, Mama Bicho. So I learned afterwards what Mama Bicho means. So on WWE TV, he was like, cock sucker. I'm going to get cut off. But yeah, he was quick. He screamed out, Mama Bicho. You know, Vince don't know shit. Vince let it go. People afterwards are like, holy, do you know what he just said?
So my thing is, did he say it because he felt it? Did he feel
possibly?
I
didn't
see the hit.
He sold it. The hit looked soft. Bro.
It looked like it was. I don't. Did
it was enough
it?
to make a noise. I think it was enough to make a noise. It didn't break.
But
it didn't break at all. No. But I think what Miz did quick is he hit him quick and just kind of dashed it away. So you don't even know, you know?
Yeah.
But no, it didn't break. It didn't break for shit.
They showed the replay. And it was just. It looked like, even in slow motion, it looked like a love tap.
That was the worst. They should have never put it in slow motion. They should have never put it in slow motion. They should have let that be, because as soon as slow motion, then you realize, because at first when I saw it, you saw the hit, but you weren't sure if the guitar broke or not because they clipped off quick enough, you know? But as soon as they put in slow motion, you're like, oh, he didn't even hit him. But what's it called? Bad Bunny sold it like a motherfucker. That at first I was like, did it break? I was like, did it break? And then you realize, no, it did not.
Maybe it's supposed to break. Maybe the handle is supposed to break off. You know, sometimes the bottom end doesn't break out, but the handle breaks off. Maybe that was supposed to happen, didn't break. I guess Miz went too soft. You don't want to hurt him.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's what we were talking about. Like, is it because
he's like, Miz, hit me? Miz like, nah, man, I can't do that. Miz, hit me. And Miz like, all right. And Miz just last minute said, "Me just pull up a little bit." Didn't hit him as hard. He just said, "No, I'm gonna sell it."
If he was somebody that wasn't liked in the locker room, that thing probably would have exploded.
Well, think about it. You've seen some of these guys get hit, and you see their back after they get hit with the guitar, and it's just like welts. You know what I'm saying? So even if he would have hit him,
yeah, but it's they would have gimmicked it first, right?
Well, here's my thing for wrestling. What if they're trying to save that particular type of hit? Because if a regular person like Bad Bunny can take a exploded guitar hit in the back, right, and come back like the following week, then your typical wrestlers, you have to take it and just get up, you know, and be able to wrestle the very next match. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like taking a chair hit or something like that. You know, like when people when they put Mae Young through a table, Mae Young was out in the hospital for a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you hit him with a guitar and the guitar breaks and he's able to show up the following week and he's not to the point where it's just like, oh, this normal guy got hit by a wrestler and he's not be able to do anything for a while, you kind of that guitar hit is no longer is like sellable. Like
most wrestlers,
and
they
to
don't
add
go out
also,
with it though.
they don't
Like
go.
when most
Yeah,
wrestlers
they
get
don't
hit,
go
they
out.
like
I think
But they're more wrestlers. But this is he's not a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? It's like
if Bad Bunny comes back next week. Well, what do you mean? Because next week he could be just walking with Damian Priest, right? Because usually he doesn't wrestle. Usually he doesn't scuffle.
yeah, he could.
So if he comes and just walks,
I like when guys. Yeah, it's just in the appearance, the way he walks and stuff like. I like when people sell that the next week.
Yeah, like
continuity.
What's his name? The football player.
Or for something from earlier in the show.
Pat McAfee. What's his name? Pat McAfee. Pat. Slim. What's his name? McAfee. Like he sold his after he did Takeover and he went on his podcast. He still had the neck. He sold it. Like he had like neck brace or whatever, but he sold it to know that I went through a whole lot of shit yesterday, type thing, you know. So I guess in that way, we'll have to wait till Monday to see how he comes. Does he come? Is he limping? Is he sore? You know what I mean? Like if someone comes, pats him on the back, he's like, "Yo, don't touch my back," you know. So I guess we'll see on Monday to see how much they actually sell it for. Even if he shows up on Monday, maybe he doesn't even show up.
You know, like Pat McAfee sold the hell out of that shit, man. This guy was there saying, "You see what he did to me? He launched me off a 40-foot." I was just like, "Yo, this guy." he should have went wrestling a lot sooner than what he did after football. His mic skills are.
It makes sense.
His mic skills are like, right?
But the way that he did it, it's probably better for him the way that he did it. Just because if he went through the system, it'd probably be a whole lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? Just to make a name. But because he already has a name from the outside, he gets to call shots better than somebody who grew up in their system, especially as a football player.
I didn't even know about his football background at first.
He's a kicker. I don't understand why they never made fun of that on NXT, that he's a kicker. Because the kicker is supposed to be stereotypically the weakest person on the team. That's why he's the kicker. That's why he's the kicker.
This was Pat McAfee wasn't your normal kicker.
I'm saying
he was
listen,
he was
if me and you
over.
That's cool, but if me and you, if I know you're knocking out people, right? Am I still not gonna make fun of you in some way? Just if me and you are going against each other? I'm not gonna be like, well, you are the greatest knocker outer guy, but no. I'm gonna be like, yo, you got small hands, bro. I saw you knocked out kids. You know what I mean? I could have seen you knock out grown ass adults, but I'm not gonna come out and be like, yeah, you knock out some big dudes. Bigger than me, but you know.
But remember what his angle was. His angle was, who's afraid of you? Look how small you are. I'm bigger than you. That's what I would have came back and be like, but you're only a kicker, bro. But you're just a kicker.
Yeah, but you're talking tough, but you're just a kicker, bro.
And as a kicker who's not intimidated by you, who's a wrestler, I'll kick your ass. And basically, that's what he went by. That's exactly when Triple H. That's when he pissed him off and goes, "Who you calling small?" He goes, "You." Like, boy,
but that's the thing.
Basically laughing at him. Says, "Yeah,
I understand that, but
at
the same time, you're just a kicker. You're not afraid of me because you've never been in the ring. Like, I've had a lot of people come to me and said they could fight me in the ring until they get in the ring. That's cool, but you're just a kicker, bro.
But it's fine.
Stay in your position. If you're a running back, maybe we can talk. If you're a defensive end, maybe I might be a little scared. But you're just a kicker. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that McAfee was a shitty kicker. I'm just saying, why didn't they use that angle against him? As in, like, just to punk him, like, in a way. But I guess, I don't know.
Someone's bound to use it.
The only reason it wouldn't work because Pat McAfee, there's video of Pat McAfee knocking people a lot bigger than him. So they're like, if you use the angle, he's gonna point out to those things and show, and so it was like,
I'm like, that's great. You know, a clock is right 2 times a day. A broken clock is right 2 times a day. That's fine. That's fine. You knocked out, so you know what I mean. Like I'm just saying, use it to play against them. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing against them, but I'm just like, why didn't no one use that stereotype? Like growing up, that was the stereotype I always heard. Kickers were the weakest. Oh, kickers and safety. Those were the weakest guys. But yeah.
Okay.
He might
Anyways.
show up. See,
I
he
don't
might
know
show
shit
up for
about
NXT.
football. So.
NXT is what 2 days. He might show up for that.
That'd be dope, actually. For WrestleMania weekend, it only makes sense that he would show up in some sort of way. Actually, did you guys see NXT yesterday?
I just know that Cross and Ballard had a little face off.
Cross here.
No, they tagged yesterday. Actually, they had the face off last week, and then they tagged yesterday.
Okay,
Cross
so
and Finn against Orkin and Birch, whatever their names are. But yeah, but that wasn't even the thing that came up. The big thing to me was Walter's back. Walter has come back. He is on American soil. And he came and he was beating Ciampa's ass. He came through because it was supposed to be Ciampa and Thatcher versus two of Imperium, but something happened to Thatcher and they blamed it on the Imperium. So then in the end, Thatcher came out, knocked out one of the Imperium guys, and then the other one was fighting against Ciampa, whatever. And then boom, Walter walks out. And they all just jump Ciampa and just beat his ass. So that might be another one of those hard-hitting matches between Ciampa and Walter for TakeOver.
Yo, Walter versus Cross.
As much talk as Cross.
Say
that again?
Isn't Cross fighting Balor?
Yeah. He's going against Balor.
He's going against Balor, but I like to see him go against
Walter. He just needs to get on the main. Well, I don't know. Like I keep on saying, get on the main roster, but then they take away all the good wrestling shit away from them. You know.
Yep.
So it's hard to say. Yeah, I can't wait till he goes to the main roster, but then I don't know.
I watched Dexter Loomis and sorry, go ahead.
Loomis was doing his thing actually. You were saying it. Dexter Loomis and who was he against actually? My boy. He used to be Seth Rollins' guy. He's with Gargano. Austin Hero? No, not Austin something. Theory. There it is. But you're saying you watched that match?
That was a good match.
I heard it was a good match. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it was a good match. I don't know. Like NXT does all the good wrestling, but it's just like boring. I feel like they need to like get out of where they are. So I feel it's more the environment that makes it boring than the actual.
I think they need to get rid of that whole dark background.
Yeah, like
No,
I don't know. It depends.
I mean, you think NXT needs more like you see how 205 Live was a little bit more bright, a little bit more.
Yeah,
because
a little bit more.
NXT still gives when you watch NXT, it still gives you that
developmental feel.
Yes.
Yeah, the cable TV feel.
The look gives you that, like I'm watching
it could be local.
11,
it could be local shit.
Local wrestling, yeah.
It does.
Which
with
is
all the
not
money
bad.
they have behind it. With all the money they have behind it, it shouldn't look local.
Bad. It's not bad. It's just not what you want. If you want it to be competing with SmackDown and Raw, then that's not it.
Oh, yeah. Perfect example. Reminds me of ROH.
And ROH I couldn't watch. I'd watch it and I'm just like, I see it, but it looks boring. It just looks boring.
Okay, so you see what I mean? Okay, so that's why I said it reminds me of ROH because ROH has that dark background, like it's in a gym that they put curtains all around the gym to make it that, you know what I'm saying, and had the lights come in from over. That's the feel that I get from it. I like to see a little bit more.
It looks local, like straight up. It looks local, like nothing. It's nothing too big. Like
it feels like What was the place in? Was it Florida? Not Florida.
No, where Raw first had their first ever.
School.
Raw had their
the
first
school.
match, their first thing.
The school? Oh, where they used to tape NXT all the time. I know what school you're talking about. I forget the name of the school. But the school in Full Sail.
It's in Florida, right? Full Sail.
Yeah, Full Sail. Full Sail.
It still feels like that.
Yeah. But even I want to say I think it's more quality of cameras. Quality of like cameras, camera shots, and all that shit. Because
you don't think it's a light?
It's all about because the way that they're shooting it is they're shooting it like WWE, but without the pomp and the pizzazz of a WWE. You know what I mean? So all the stuff that we're looking for is not there because it's shot the way a WWE shot. And that's kind of the problem with all wrestling because ROH is shot the same way. AEW is shot the same way. That's why AEW is the other second one that makes sense because it still has that big pomp, bright lights, all that shit. So if you really want to say like NXT is almost like an underground type shit or like, you know what I mean? It has to be more personal. It has to be more, you know what I mean? Like intimate, up close. So camera angles have to be in people's faces type shit. It can't just be this far shot from the ring and all that stuff. You got to walk with the person. Like you can't walk with like show the whole aisleway. You got to come close into his face. You know what I mean? You have to make it personal. You got to make it feel like you want to fight. Impact, yeah, 100%. 100% Impact seems bright as hell.
Impact, they actually try to look like they got some money behind them.
Yep.
I'll take Impact. I'll take Impact break for NXT. I'll take that.
If you take the Impact look,
I don't care for Impact NXT, right now, though.
You take the Impact look and put the NXT talent on the show, it'd be a whole different ball game.
Oh yeah.
Like Impact was so good.
Impact right now, though.
The way Impact looks, it was so good. WWE is like, yeah, we'll take the library. We can mix that library in with ours. That's fine. We can do that.
And that is why Vince doesn't want. That's why Vince is like, you know what? I ain't not putting no money in NXT. That's you. I'll take your talent.
You just you figure it out. Like Triple H, you figure that shit out. When they're ready for like the main roster, let me know. But that's Triple H's thing. Like his whole problem is he has to get under that. He has to get them from underneath that whole. This is the farm team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, did you know they're supposed to be starting another NXT show?
Yep.
So
NXT
like,
India?
No, not that one. Not the NXT India. Like NXT where it's gonna be like what NXT used to be. So you know NXT now is supposed to be like in line with the main brands. So they want to bring back another NXT to bring back those people that have never been in matches. You know what I mean? Like a developmental NXT TV show again type thing that's only on WWE Network or whatever.
Okay, something like an OVW. Oh, no.
I think they cornered themselves. I think they cornered themselves or put themselves in a corner when they used NXT that way because then it's always going to be kind of looked at that way.
100%. They should have did extra something like it might have been.
So now it's like you want NXT to be major, but still minor leagues. How does that look under the same brand?
And it's true.
So
and they still keep it separate from the other two. What they should have did is like look at TV and be like, "Hey, Raw is this, and this is the point of Raw. SmackDown is this, and this is the point of SmackDown. NXT is this, and this is the point of NXT, and none of them merge." You know what I mean? Like when they truly say Survivor Series is the one time they all merge, then Survivor Series is the one time they all come together. You know what I mean? But outside of that, they should all be their own show as they like promoted it in the first place.
Or you could say you could kind of in a way split the Thunderdome and still have the Performance Center, and the Performance Center is now what you were doing with NXT. So NXT can still be main brand competing, and you have the Performance Center, which acts as what NXT was doing.
But that's what they're trying to do. That's the next TV type show they're going to do again.
But
it's like that Performance Center, NXT, or just call it Performance
Center
saying,
type
without
thing. Using NXT, yeah, like call it the Performance Center. Don't call it NXT because you don't want NXT to look like the developmental that's just gonna ship its good talent.
So my thing was always, as soon as WWE had the bought WCW and they sell the rights to WCW, I was always like, okay, if you're gonna shake something up, take away one of the shows, turn it into WCW, turn it into its own entity. So it's not WWE. We understand it's WCW. It's under WWE, but it's WCW. So it's like you have a WWC champion. So you don't have two world champions in one wrestling. You have one show, and it's and that based on what you're saying, keep everything separate. The only time they come together is a Survivor Series where it's an invasion. You know what I'm saying? It's who's coming to invade this time? Is NXT coming to invade us? Or you know what I'm saying? Or Royal Rumbles? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has their own pay-per-views. Is not crossed over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's crossover. Be the Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, whatever. WrestleMania will be the only crossovers. But everybody has their own shit. You know what I'm saying? And so we can look at it as a total separate thing. Like, you know, like you can have Triple H running one of them, right?
Right.
And him looking at Vince saying, "You can't tell me what to do on my show."
No, that's
I run this.
Put those like general managers. What they could actually do, going off your whole thing, say there's only one belt. So, or no, let there be. Well, then that has to be a third belt, unless you like always find an undisputed champion. But say there's one belt, each show is its own division. So Raw's is division, SmackDown's a division. There are times that, you know, some people might cross over when it's like division. You know what I mean? Sometimes the Raptors play the Lakers. It's just what it is. That should happen. So on pay-per-views, they can still cross over like that. But at the same time, there's an understanding that it's this and this. They never do that understanding that this is this brand and this is this brand. All of a sudden, anybody can come on this brand because they're invited, or two people can do it a week, or some reason, which they always break anyway. But they got to figure out how to divide it, because you have William Regal, NXT. Say Shane McMahon is doing Raw against Braun. We're not going to talk about that, but
nope, we're not going to touch that story.
He has that, and then Sonya Deville and what's his name? Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce. They got SmackDown. So make them the heads of each one, of each three, and they just run it like their division. You know what I mean? And then when it's time,
here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. You know the McMahons can't help themselves. You know this is going to turn into a thing of the McMahons. Someone's going to get replaced. You're going to get Stephanie in there.
I don't think they want to be on TV.
I wouldn't be surprised if Vince got involved.
No, Vince doesn't want to be on TV anymore. He hates being on TV.
They said they don't even want to mention his name.
No, he doesn't like to be on TV anymore.
Week.
No, because Vince, his biggest thing is he doesn't want to be on TV because he doesn't like to look weak. And the fact that he looks old now, he hates it. So if he goes on TV, it's because he feels like something really has to happen.
Well, okay.
But he's gonna do everything just like Triple H and Stephanie. They do everything not to be on the TV anymore. Say that again. No, I think
it's going to end up with some sort of familial beef, and it becomes about them instead of the talent. I don't think they.
When's the last time you saw them on TV?
That's my opinion.
From what I see,
who Triple H
and just started seeing again, and
Stephanie.
We're seeing him every week.
Who? Shane? Shane's different. Shane is different from
Triple
Stephanie
H was on like what?
Triple H.
To go with Randy Orton.
He only came on because somebody was supposed to do it, and they caught coronavirus. He only did it because the person caught coronavirus and there was no one else to take that spot. He'll only come in if he has to, but he will not do it to do a run. He doesn't want to do a run anymore. The same with Vince, Stephanie. They don't want to actually do runs anymore.
I don't trust.
Well, obviously they're McMahons.
I don't trust it.
They're McMahons.
I feel like it's gonna devolve into something like that.
That all depends on the talent themselves. If they feel the talent can't keep it up, they will jump in. But it's all based on the whole talent and
I get it.
Why do you got Shane? Why do you got Shane there?
Yeah, but Shane is a talent though. Shane, who looks at Shane as one of like an executive? We just look at him as the owner's son. So we know he has some type of pull. But is he really in there business-wise?
He calls whatever shots he wants.
Yeah, because he's the owner's son.
Yes, he calls whatever.
But he's not an executive. But he's not an executive. He comes in when Vince is like, but he can't just say, right? You know what, I'm coming in this week. If Vince can't find something for him to do, he's like, nah.
But you
don't have to be.
But it's
the act of using the power.
He's bound to do. He signed a contract, isn't he bound to do a couple?
He's a talent. He's talent. So anytime they want to use him, they can use him. Well, regardless if he was talent or not, they can use him if they want to use him. But that's why they try to keep Shane off TV as much as they can too. I don't know why they feel they need him now for Braun, which is really stupid because this whole Braun thing is really stupid.
They're killing that character right now.
They poured
weird
green slime on him, like green slime. Like that makes no sense. Like that's just stupidness. Like,
I changed the channel. And when I came back, I saw Braun in the green and Shane like laughing or whatever. And I wanted to message you and ask you what happened, but then I was like, I don't care.
You don't want to know. This is like the same shit that I was telling you last week.
At the very least.
Remember, even last week, I was telling you guys, I was like, the show was great up to the Shane Braun moment. As soon as that hits, it like goes down.
Let me ask you a question. You think if that was Big Sexy, he would allow them to do that to him?
It's different. It's a different day right now. It's a whole different day. It's a different day. Like these people today.
I hear you.
People today, they allow a lot of things. You know, back then, nah, B, you're not messing with my character. This is my character. You know what I mean? Like, nah. Like Braun, I don't understand why Braun was like, no, you're not putting green stuff on me. Well, Braun, we're gonna keep you off TV then. Then keep me off TV.
Because remember, what did
100%.
What did Stone Cold tell Big Show? Yo, if you're gonna be a monster, be a monster. You know what I'm saying?
So look, Neil joined us. What up, Neil? Yep. Neil's like, Shane needs to go off air and stay off air. 100%.
Yep.
100%.
100%.
Thank you.
Because he's not doing anything for Braun right now. Like, he's doing nothing for Braun.
I mean, for me, it was.
Why didn't they? Actually, with the way things are going, why didn't they? What's it called? Hold on. Why didn't they?
Hold on.
Why didn't they? What's it called? Take Braun Strowman and put him up against AJ and Omos. Call it a day. Keep the belts on Hurt Business. Keep Shane off TV, and we still got a big man thing going on.
Know what they could have really done? They could have.
Why do you keep freezing?
I don't think Braun wants to sell to a big man right now.
Say that again.
Cool.
No, Trace keeps freezing again.
Who, me?
I think they should have.
No, I was just saying that like they don't want. I'm pretty sure Braun doesn't want to sell to a big man right now.
Which is better, selling to a big man or selling to Shane?
Having green slime poured all over you.
Yeah, having green slime poured over you.
There's more stake in Shane right now because Shane's a bigger name.
It is, but
almost is the new shit.
It's a bigger name. I understand it's a bigger name, but still, you're getting made to look stupid. Like stupid. Like Shane is saying you're stupid, and he's proven that you're stupid.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Like,
no, but it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off in the pay-per-view.
Okay, if
It's
Braun
gonna pay off
gets
at the pay-per-view because
Braun gets the
Shane.
green on, if Braun gets green on Shane, is that big to us?
Cares?
No.
What,
Shane's gonna be the one to take the bump that nobody wants to for him.
And which bump is that?
The flyer
if you can guess,
the perfect
if you can guess, which is the best bump that
Shane's
he can
always
take?
taking big bumps.
But for Braun, what's the big bump he can take for Braun?
It's gonna be a choke slam from high up.
So you mean like a choke? Let's say like
high up.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure there's anything that he can do. I don't think there's anything Braun could do to Shane that we're like, oh, okay, this makes up for looking as stupid as you looked. And it's not even just Shane. Like, he's been looking bad before Shane. He's been having consecutive shitty shit going on. So it's like, this isn't gonna help you. Like, this is like the end of it.
Shitty shit.
I couldn't think of no other words, man. That's
Shane
how bad
it
it
is.
was.
Name, but it's the wrong name.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah, he has a bigger name, but it's the wrong. Like, that's why I say maybe put him against AJ. I think where it's like, I think Braun is up against AJ, but almost is a floater in a way. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Or even have AJ in a match, almost does something. Oh, but you can't have heel versus heel, right? Your two big men can't be both heels.
Braun's not a heel.
They're gonna have. He's a face now.
He's a face. Yeah, Shane's the heel.
So okay, Shane's the heel. All right. So if that's the case,
he's kind of supposed to be like this bad.
The same type of match, almost is about to interfere. Here comes Braun to stop it, face to face. Leave the climax. You don't have to have these guys wrestle. You can have them fight on Monday night, the following Monday night.
It's true,
right?
There's other things they could have did instead of Shane. Like, Shane is just shitty shit. Like, shitty shit Shane. It's just no. I just shake my head.
Well, anytime he's there,
nobody wants him.
You know his daddy.
Nobody does.
Remember when he first came back? The pop he got.
Yo, that was big though. When he first came back, it was great. I can't even knock. But you got to remember, how long was it before since he showed his face, right?
In a minute.
Because we knew that whole story. Like, Shane was upset about something like him and Triple H. Then he left, did his own thing in China, created his own business. Then he came back after making himself. And then all of a sudden Shane is there. What? That was crazy. We didn't even expect Shane to come back. A lot of people did not expect Shane to come back. So that pop was warranted.
Him and his pops were beefing, right?
Since then, though.
Yeah.
Since
that
was
the last thing we saw. Monday Night Raw.
Was it? Or was it? Yeah, probably. But since that pop.
It was a Monday Night Raw.
But since that pop, what has Shane done? The last thing we remember about Shane is Raw Underground. Like, he's already past his time. We were good with Shane. We're like, all right, cool. You're done. Even before that, who was Shane going up against? We're cool. We're done.
Yo.
No, him against Braun. Like, nah.
That thing died a slow death.
Yeah, I don't want to see him against Braun. I was just like, Braun, you couldn't find anybody else against Braun?
I'm sorry.
Is the day of the big wrestler over now? If you can't use him properly, right, then he's a joke.
You just need the right character.
Pretty much, but this isn't the right character.
Right? Andre the Giant was.
This isn't it, no. But you can do it.
It was almost like an amusement park. It was almost like, oh, look at how big this guy is. But you're seeing 7-footers now. You know what I'm saying? So if these 7-footers are not getting a right push on the biggest stage, how are we supposed to take them serious if you're going against the president's son, the owner's son, in a match that nobody wants to see.
You know what? Let's jump into FastLane because I just saw a match that just I remembered, and I'm like, yo.
Funny thing is, we're talking about it.
Hold on. Did you guys, before we jump into this, did you guys watch SmackDown last Friday?
No.
Did you guys see it?
No.
So did you guys catch the Apollo Crews and Big E? The Apollo Crews and Big E segment.
When the African Prince?
Yo, when did Apollo Crews become African?
Listen, that doesn't even matter. I love it. This shit is fucking awesome.
He's been African, bro. He's Nigerian.
He's been African, but he's never like pushed it out or whatever. Like his background is Nigerian. He just was never black or never Nigerian. But this character is crazy.
Did he lose his accent?
He loses it. No, so the whole thing about the accent is he says it's not his accent, but he says, I'm talking like this because my ancestors, this is how I talk. This is how I'm supposed to talk. I acted like I forgot my background. I acted like I didn't know who I was. I acted like this. So you know what? This is how I'm supposed to talk. I showed it to my friend. my friend, he's he's from Congo. He's Congolese. I showed it to him. He was dying. He was like, the accent. He's like, the accent is shitty, but I love the message. And I'm like, that's what it's about. That's what it's
the
about.
Nigerian, was it the Nigerian?
Just to be and having everything. So last Friday, Big E, he calls out Apollo Crews. Apollo doesn't come out. So Biggie, you know he's fired up because Apollo Crews just beat his ass the week before, or a couple of weeks before with the steps. So he's calling out Apollo Crews, calling out Apollo. Apollo doesn't come out. So he's like, fuck it. He's like, I'm fired up. So anybody who wants anybody who wants a chance at the belt, come through. So Baron Corbin comes out and he's just talking. And then all of a sudden, Sami Zayn runs out and he's like, I'll take it. And Biggie's like, what? He's like, whoever gets to the ring first. So Sami Zayn runs into the ring. Boom. So Sami Zayn versus Big E. In the end, Big E wins. Does his thing. Then Apollo Crews' music plays. So Big E's looking at the front. Then he turns around, looks at the back. He's looking around, looking for Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews comes in from like the side, starts banging him. Like the shit he was doing to Big E was so dope. And like he was doing like the whole accent. So he's like, stand up, doing the whole shit like that. And I was like, holy fuck. Like the intensity coming off Apollo Crews is, to me, I'm like, he has to win this. He has to win this belt from Big E.
I guess they finally gave him something.
Finally gave him something to do.
He finally found something and just like, let me go with it, man. Like,
bro,
because everything else think about it. Everything else they tried on him didn't work. Think about Lashley. Everything they tried, all that goody, they even showed all that goody shit they showed with Lashley didn't work. Yep. If anybody watched Impact, I kind of watched Impact. Lashley wasn't
when Lashley was doing it. Lashley was beasting.
Okay, the way Lashley is now is what Lashley was in Impact. He wasn't
100%.
that goody guy and that muscle guy and someone talking. No one talked for Lashley. He talked for himself.
He did.
He just came in. He goes, I'm going to talk. I'm going to come. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to take your belt. He had all the belts.
Remember, he was taking all. Do you remember the one time when Lashley, he bucked up with like the women's champion and he was kind of walking. He looked at her and he's like, I like your belt.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't have this one. You can't have this one. And he just kind of looked at her and was like, and walked away. But I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's a Lashley. That's a Lashley to see it now. So we probably be saying, look what you guys have done throughout my career. Look at me in NXT. You guys have me this happy, go smiley. Look, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? I'm going back to what I was at before.
Neil says.
All right. Add some.
Neil says he's going to win at FastLane, but lose it at Mania.
I hope he does. Yeah, they are having a match at FastLane. So they are having a match at FastLane. So I hope he wins it. And then even if he has to win it again against Big E, I hope he doesn't lose it against Big E. So I want Big E to kind of like disappear. And then when he comes back, he starts going for the Universal Championship. You know what I mean? He jumps up to that level and lets Apollo Crews and the rest still underneath. Because Biggie's supposed to be up there anyway. He's supposed to be up there against Roman Reigns. So let Apollo Crews run this, and then he goes into those storylines to give us something more new, something new at the top.
He can easily come in and say he had more passion for this belt than I did because this is not my aspiration. My aspiration is, I guess, to be the head of the table.
100%.
And say, that's my focus now. My focus is to be the head of the table and start. And then here, that feud. We respect Roman Reigns and what he does in the ring.
Yeah.
Right? We've watched Biggie in ladder matches. We watched Biggie in tag team matches. There's just like, yo, are you serious? This is what really happened to this almost 300-pound man? So you know that's going to be a hell of a brawl.
I want Big E. Well, I want Big E to get his ass busted by Roman. I want the first match to get like he just gets busted. Like he realizes the level. You know what I mean? It's like he sits like after the ass whooping, he's just like, I got to come in a little different than here. I can't come in like the way I was with everything else. This is a different light. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's when and that's when he blows off New Day.
Well, yeah, pretty much. At least he has his own music now. Neil, as much as I love Big E, I can't see him in a battle for Universal title yet. Yeah. That's why I figured, like, if he jumps up for that title and then he gets his ass beat, then we get to watch that road of him, like, learning, like, you know what? I wasn't ready at that point. And then he starts getting more serious and builds up till, like, SummerSlam or just a little bit later in the SummerSlam. That'd be kind of dope.
And that can work because he can try to go for a title shot, and Roman Reigns look at him and says, "You ain't ready yet." And then they get to that match, and he whips his ass, and he realizes he wasn't ready yet, and it could take him right to WrestleMania. Because remember, if you look at John Cena and The Rock, they knew they're gonna fight for the title right to WrestleMania. Like that was set in stone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So he can say, "All right, fight, boom, 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 WrestleMania. I'm ready." So I agree with you. He's probably not ready right now. But it can be a set up for him to get ready for that title. You won't be a title reign for.
I want to see that with Drew and Lashley.
You want to see Lashley win or lose at WrestleMania?
I want to see Lashley win it,
and then Drew
chase him for a year.
I feel like that too. That would be sick. Because Lashley at top right now, man. Neil says lose. Well, he said Lashley to lose. I think like to me, just like you said, I think Lashley should win WrestleMania and just be that dominant force for the rest of that year. Because by the time by the next WrestleMania, life-wise, we should be outside. We should have had a bunch of shows already with people there. You know what I mean? Where when it comes to that WrestleMania, we know fans will be there for sure. 100%. And they built Lashley up to that point for Drew just to win finally in front of the biggest crowd that they finally had within the first like 3 years. So it could, I for sure for that too. But it's pretty dope that they actually have dope prospects for those titles, like Roman as a champion or Edge. It's a good look. Biggie, Apollo Crews. It's a good look. Drew, Bobby Lashley. That's a good look. And then what's the other belt? The last one. Not the IC. I keep wanting to say the European Championship, but it's not. The United States Championship. Who has the United States Championship? See?
Oh,
that's not the one they're taking care
of. Dude.
Oh, Matt Riddle. Riddle. They're yeah.
Riddle.
Yeah, but who's he beefing right now?
Yeah. That's the problem.
It was Styles. Mustafa.
Yeah, Mustafa Ali. Yeah.
Mustafa Ali's injured though.
Did he just get injured?
Him and Oscar are injured. They're both wrestling injured right now.
No, okay. Well, Asuka's gonna have a wicked WrestleMania. If she comes in the same way she came in against Baszler, did you see her almost curb stomp Baszler? Like not the Seth Rollins curb stomp. I mean the American History X curb stomp. Like put your mouth on the curb, and then where the big shit kickers, and then she was gonna do. I was like, yo, Asuka's gone nuts, B.
Not her tooth though. You give her concussion. She's there's still a question whether or not she can wrestle at WrestleMania.
I think she can because she just had a match.
Did she take a bump? I didn't see if she took a bump.
She beat against Shayna, and she took a knee to the head from Shayna. It looked kind of crazy. So she was good to go. So I guess she passed all those concussion protocols.
I don't want to see this girl freaking fight Flair, man. I don't want Flair to have that title, man.
Neil says the 24/7, 11, 365 European lightweight hardcore title. Yo, wonder if R-Truth is gonna get a good spot on WrestleMania.
Oh, of course, you got to give R-Truth a spot on there.
No, R-Truth has been, if not anything, consistent for him. But okay, let's get into our predictions. As I say that, I look at the first match. Alexa Bliss.
So exhausted.
Oh, it's the first match. Alexa Bliss. Did you hear about Alexa Bliss's match?
No.
Who do you think she's going up against? Who do you think she's going up against?
Randy Orton?
Yes, Alexa versus Randy.
The Fiend is going to show up. The Fiend is going to show up.
All right, so who wins?
Do we really have to do this? Do we really have to do this?
$1 billion company? They're doing intergender matches?
No, I don't think. But at the same time, she could end up pinning him.
Traded company?
End up pinning him. You know what I mean? So, who do you think is going to win?
Yo,
we know there's going to be a whole bunch of fuckery going
to
on.
that was the whole thing with Fiend showing up.
Fiend has to show up. The closest to intergender is China versus anybody.
Not going down. He's just going to show up.
That's what Neil says.
No,
Bliss will win. Say, interfere or distract.
I still want to see her take her RKO though.
So I say Alexa. Alexa will win. Who do you guys got?
Yeah,
I think I'm with you. I think because the fact you're even telling me this is a match, I'm just like, what? Yeah, she's gonna pin it. She's gonna. I'm not gonna pin him, but she might win.
Okay. All right. From one fuckery to the next. Shane O'Mac versus Braun Strowman.
One Braun.
You know what? I'm gonna say Shane's gonna win this. Just for that bullshit. Braun. I feel. I hope Shane doesn't win, but. They might be like, if Shane wins now, then Braun could pay back at WrestleMania. So next match, Sheamus versus Drew.
And my pick for that non-match is Alexa.
Oh, okay. Oh, Neil says Shane, but Braun will kill him at WrestleMania. See? It goes with what I was saying. So Drew and Sheamus, who you guys got?
Oh, yeah, but
okay.
If nobody cares,
so I get it because all right, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I think Shane will win that. I take it back. I think Shane will win that since they're going to be WrestleMania is 2 weeks away after that. 2 weeks from this.
Yeah. So 2 weeks. Something like that, yeah. So Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, but we already know Neil picked Drew, but we already know that Drew is facing Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley just beat Sheamus clean.
So it doesn't affect him.
It doesn't. This match doesn't affect anything. So Drew keeps saying this will be a hard hitting match. This will be one of the hardest hitting matches that people will see. So that's his promo. So don't expect him to lose. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, but what if Lashley interferes?
But it doesn't change anything. It can just be he interferes just to make him lose. So that's possible, just to make him lose, just to do it. Who you got, man? Do you
I'm
want
saying,
to?
yeah, I think there's gonna be some interference. So I'm going Sheamus.
I think I'm gonna pick Sheamus, and then Monday they fight again because you're gonna say I should get a title shot, and then you have another match, and then he beats him clean.
Oh,
Then,
that's 3 of their matches. Like their match was dope, but that many, maybe 4. I
this
think
is
that's 4
WWE.
matches.
How much times have we
And
seen
that
freaking New
the
Day
finish
face
to the
freaking the
last one
Usos?
was
I
terrible.
know.
We see New Day face the
Was.
Usos for like
Oh,
2
when they
months
slammed each
straight.
other with the steps, and they knocked each other out, and Drew just randomly flew over the side.
Yo, how did Drew jump? How did he fly over the barrier? That did you hear
Yo.
Cornette talking
Yeah,
about it?
he OD'd. He's like, why? What was the like? Why? Like that makes no sense. It made no sense.
How is that mathematically possible?
The man just bounced. Like, yeah,
It was
we've
so
seen
dumb.
we've seen those bumps before. All right, so now, wow, what? Oh,
And it was
sorry.
a good match up until that point.
So again, they're gonna do the women's tag team championship. Nia and Baszler versus Sasha and Bianca.
What?
Yeah, they're doing it again. Nia and Baszler versus Sasha and Bianca again. So
Why?
I'm gonna stick with what I said last time. Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler. Like, what kind of foofiness is this? This is stupid.
Yeah, I'm with
What do
you on that one. They're gonna somehow Bianca
Facts.
Belair and things are gonna beef. Someone's gonna get hit with a kick and punch with a foot,
It's
and yeah. So
Yeah, this is stupid. Like,
it's
we'll
just
go
extra
quick.
spice for Mania.
Yeah, Neil, same thing. Shayna and Nia. Next, the match that I was talking about, the IC title match, Biggie versus Apollo Crews. I want Apollo to win this, so I'm gonna give it to Apollo.
based on what Apollo's been doing,
He's been beasting.
I'll go with Apollo. He's a popular heel, and that always works.
Who you got, Trace? You got Apollo or Big E? Neil's
I'm
pushing
gonna
to
be-
Big E. What you got? Neil
I'm
saying
gonna
Big
be
E.
contrary. I'm gonna be contrary and go Big E.
All right. If nobody knows right now,
Biggie,
Trace is the champion.
You know what?
Right now.
They could be right because again, WrestleMania's around the corner, right? It could be no holds match or
Right. It could be a funny finish for Big E to win, where Apollo can be like, you know what? You didn't really beat me. You didn't really, you know
It
what
could
I mean?
could be a disqualification.
But
Be
Big E's a
disqualification.
face. But Big E's a face, right? Well, you mean disqualification on Apollo's side, where he just doesn't stop beating on Big E
Yeah,
type thing.
yeah,
Possible.
yeah. It's more like I can kick your ass type of thing.
And actually, that does make sense because that can go with it goes with what happened to what he already did to Big E, right? Because he matched up Big E, took him out with the steel chair, whatever, the steel stairs and all that stuff. So if he does it again or something of that vibe again at FastLane, WrestleMania is either going to be a no holds bar match, no disqualifications, last man standing, something in that vein. Cage match.
Yeah.
if they go to WrestleMania and Big E has the title, Big E's not losing the title at WrestleMania. I don't think they can make him lose that title at WrestleMania.
I can see
Maybe-
that just because he's not the biggest
I think
one.
they would.
either see him not winning back the title for some circumstance at WrestleMania, but I do not see him losing the title at WrestleMania.
I can see him losing it because what would be the point of giving Apollo the belt for only 2 weeks?
But
it's
I'm
not going to give
if you
Big
give
E a push.
Apollo the belt right now, if Big E loses at WrestleMania, he can lose via count out, via disqualification, via something. But if Big E has the belt at WrestleMania, I can't see him losing that belt at WrestleMania. I see him losing the belt before WrestleMania, but I don't see him losing the belt at WrestleMania.
If he doesn't lose the belt at WrestleMania, does he
I can
win at
respect it.
WrestleMania?
He doesn't gain the belt at WrestleMania, right? And he doesn't lose it at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
if
confusing.
if he has the belt going to WrestleMania, he's winning that match.
Here's where
if he doesn't have it, he's not walking away with that title.
Here's where I throw a wrench in your plans. What if Big E just wants to put him over on the biggest stage?
That too.
Okay, then would that be?
What if that's his time? It's your WrestleMania moment.
If Biggie has that pull where you can go backstage and says, "Yeah, I think I want to lay down for him." Then yeah,
I feel like Biggie does have that pull. I feel like Biggie's the reason Apollo's in the position he is right now. I feel like Biggie's pushing for that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Daniel Bryan is a big push right now backstage, right? He's doing a lot of the storytelling and stuff. So he could say let's because one thing WWE is missing, and you guys could be right. They're missing multiple stars across the board. Like
100%.
Like their biggest thing in the Attitude Era was you had multiple stars going across. You know what I'm saying? You had Stone Cold, you had Shawn Michaels, you had Diesel, you had Razor Ramon, you had Stone Cold coming up. You know what I'm saying? You had all these.
Am I the only one who thought Diesel was not a top star? Like I didn't think Diesel, like Kevin Nash on WCW, yes. Diesel on WWE, no. I never thought Diesel was a top star.
Yeah, you know what?
Everybody always says Diesel, but I assume they say Diesel because of Kevin Nash.
I was sold.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was sold on the gimmick as a kid, but when I look back at it, I'm like, yo, that was dumb.
Even as a kid, he was a big man. He wore black glasses. It was cool.
Like,
he was a good
truck driver.
But as did I think he was gonna start mashing everybody up? No,
I didn't get it.
But he could protect Shawn Michaels.
See, my problem with Diesel was seeing him in WCW before he came to WWE. Right?
Oh, early. Okay,
and I seen all the characters he went through. And I was like, they brought this guy over here.
I
was like, oh, you got to be kidding me, yo.
See, luckily for me, I did not watch that shit.
No way.
Neil is part of the. Neil says it. Diesel sucked. 100%. Also, Neil says Apollo's Warriors will interfere, causing a new day. Apollo and Cruz six-man match at WrestleMania.
But I thought they were trying to separate. Biggie from New Day.
But I feel New Day is gonna have their title match at WrestleMania, right? Against Omos and AJ. So they will be busy.
Mania's the
I feel they will be busy. Well, yeah. All right. So the last match that they have here. The last match they have here is the Universal Championship, which tomorrow there's a match. Edge versus Uso to be the special enforcer. We don't know who's going to be the special enforcer. My assumption is going to be Edge. Uso's been taking L's a lot lately. But it could be Uso where Edge comes in and kind of helps out, you know? But yeah, the championship match will be Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan with a special enforcer, either Edge or Uso. So who do you think will win? I still give this to Roman.
Reigns.
I still give this to Roman.
There's a rumor that they said they might give it to Daniel. There's a shock factor, but I still give it to Roman.
I feel like it might end up being a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Because I feel Edge is going to do something that's going to screw Bryan over.
Not.
I don't think he's going to do it on purpose, but it's going to be something that, you know what I mean? Like maybe because let's say Jey Uso does win the match. So he comes out to try to stop Jey from doing something, but he instead ends up doing it instead. Turn around, Daniel Bryan loses.
It could be.
Daniel snaps. He's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? You're fucking up my whole thing. And then he gets himself inserted into WrestleMania.
Or they have a match before that and says, if I win, I take your spot. And you obviously know Edge is going to beat him. If I win, I take your spot.
That's true. So and that gives them something for the 2 weeks.
WrestleMania.
That gives them something to build within the 2 weeks up to WrestleMania. So that works. So yeah. Do you think the Roman versus Edge match or the Drew versus Bobby match will be last. Well, it's 2 nights.
So it's good. Yeah, well, it's gonna be the.
But there's there's Sasha and Bianca, and possibly it's gonna be crazy Asuka versus Charlotte.
Well, I think they said that. I think the Sasha match is going to end the first show.
Okay.
The Blair show, and I think that's supposed to end the first show. And these guys, they might throw that Bobby Lashley match first. Like we see them have a title match right off the bat. Like
I don't know, man. I think the whole Bobby Lashley shit, it's like
you can't go wrong.
It's an ender to me. It's an ender. I don't know.
You can't go wrong with ending the whole weekend with the women, because that's a feel good story.
Or even start one with Roman, because you want to get all your viewers to watch, right? So if you start off your second show with Roman and Edge, everybody's you're gonna get that first blitz of viewers. I
think Roman and Edge will be main event last night. That's what Neil says. Neil said Edge Roman is a bigger draw. So yeah, that could end the last night, and then it's like a flip of the coin between Sasha and Bianca or Drew and Well, actually, I think Sasha and Bianca. Yeah, Sasha and Bianca should be. And Bianca should be first night, because I feel like their match is pretty much bigger than Bobby.
Let me tell you something. No matter what anybody says about Sasha, I don't remember seeing Sasha in a bad match. Like she's always in a match where just like, a
lot of people.
This is an entertaining match.
A lot of people. She's grown on me. I'm starting to like Sasha. She's grown on me.
You didn't like her
actually
first.
No, I didn't. I took in her interview with Stone Cold. Knowing a little bit of the background helps. I was like, you know what? She's not too bad. You know what? The way she talks sounds exactly like Nicki Minaj. And that voice is so annoying to me. So when Sasha would talk, it would annoy the shit out of me, because I'd hear her talk and I'm like, this is just like this tone, the way she's talking is just so annoying. But I'm like, but in watching that Stone Cold thing and then seeing like different matches, I was like, she's growing on me. She does her thing. So
her and the EST, that's gonna the Boss versus EST. That's gonna be a good match. So it's gonna be entertaining. So the most likely they're gonna have that to end.
Yeah,
we have all titles up for grabs that night.
So you guys looking forward to WrestleMania? All right, you're looking forward to FastLane. I'm skipping right over FastLane. FastLane, I don't think I'll be watching. I might catch a few. No, actually, I'm watching my Intercontinental Championship match. For sure, I'm watching it. For sure. If there's any match, I'm watching.
FastLane and just put it on like
possible
on the network for like whatever, and just some
Biggie and Apollo Crews. I want to see what they do.
I think that's probably the only match I want to see.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's the only one I want to watch live. Like when Apollo goes, stand up, take your beating like a man, stand up. I said, he's going so hard at this. It's
so I have to go watch that, right? I have
watch it. Tell me the stand up didn't feel like one of those movies like Hotel Rwanda or something, like stand up. Like when he was doing that, I was like, holy shit, like he's in this, like he's into it. And I guess just because seeing Apollo Crews this whole time smiling and saying nothing, it just stood up.
Trey, Sweetie on dial up, bro.
I know, right?
Come like you're at a fax machine.
Man, there's too many devices in here, man. Too many devices.
Tell her she doesn't need to be on the phone, watching TV, and be on the computer at the same time. She doesn't need all three at the same time.
I'm telling you, download that app. Start turning people off the internet and be like, hold on, why is my internet working? Give me an hour. Give me an hour. You hear her
cussing me back there?
You hear her cussing. But yeah, before we run out,
she got a new computer there.
Oh, there you go. So that's 2 laptops on one. I thought she already had a computer. Did she keep the old one? She did. So now she has 2. Trace, man, you're gonna have to get yourself some more. You're gonna need to get you some more megabytes, bro. You have to up that plan.
You have to go buy. You have to go buy those things you plug into the wall. That
Right.
gives you a little bit more boost on your internet.
Boost on every floor. You're gonna need one of those. A few of those every floor.
Yeah.
But yeah. So before we run off, you guys have anything else you'd like to add, wrestling wise? Trace, please let people know what's the next project, the next little segments you are working on.
Oh, yes, it's going to be called the 3 count. So it's not going to be a top 5. It's going to be a top 3. We're going to make it, more. We don't want to give you too many choices. Just bare minimum. So 3. So I'm going to start it off with. We're going to make little videos to put on the IG. So follow us on IG at Casual Fan Podcast, and we're going to make little minute clips and give you like top 3 stuff. I'm gonna start it off with my top 3 favorite factions of all time.
Boom. Oh, that's a Casual Fan Podcast.
So you gotta follow.
Make sure you go there
at
too.
Casual Fan Podcast.
Yeah, and there we'll have a 3 count. Trace will start it off. Slim, let's see if we can get into this. See any ideas we can throw in the pot. Actually, you said top 3 factions. Should we all just jump in? Trace starts off.
We can
all do 3.
No, not right now. Not right now. Like, it's gonna be
No.
stuff you find on IG only. IG exclusives.
Yeah.
So Casual Fan Podcast, you'll see our 3 counts. So
it's just for Instagram.
Just Instagram. So every week, I guess, yeah, Trace, you can give us a top 3 to do. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll drop our different videos to give our top 3. Or we can try to all do it all on Monday. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll figure that out. So stay tuned. Make sure you follow us again. Casual Fan Podcast. You can follow me at CheZZa. You can follow Trace at Saint Chu and Mr. Steven S at Mr. Steven_S. I said it for you this time because a couple times.
No, I'm good this time. I'm good this time. I held back this time. I'm waiting to be done. Then I'm gonna go hard. But question for you: Are we going top 3? Like 1, 2, 3? Just going any? Are you doing 3, 2, 1 top 3, or just doing 3 of our favorites?
Top 3.
Our top 3.
3, 2, 1.
Our opinions. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
So don't go into this thinking, what do the majority of people believe?
No. Forget about everybody. I don't care what everybody thinks.
To us. It's all about us. But yeah. All right. So yeah. So catch us again next week, 8:30. 8:30 seems to be a good time for us to jump on. So 8:30, 8:35. We'll be going live.
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube.
But before you even get there, tomorrow.
Oh, yes. And tomorrow you will catch us again. We're going live, but not the Wrestle Talk. We talking that Marvel shit. Falcon and Winter Soldier drops tonight, I believe. Tonight in a couple hours, probably like another 5 hours, 6 hours. Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1. I don't know if you know, but the Justice League
I was just about to say Justice League is on tonight.
4 hours. So if you can get at it because I watched New Rockstars and they already broke down.
I ain't got 4 hours.
That movie. They already broke down that movie in the way that they broke it down.
Hours what? You said 4 hours what?
It looks awesome. Say that again.
What's 4 hours? 4 hours
Justice League movies, 4 hours.
4.
But Trace, listen. If it's exactly like New Rockstar said it would be, bro, it is worth 4 hours. It is worth 4 hours. Break it into 2 hours each. Break it in 2 hours because the storylines they're telling.
So therefore, like,
listen. I'm gonna spoil a shitload of shit for you guys. I'm gonna spoil a shitload of shit for you guys.
For what?
So,
for what?
I'm spoiling Justice League because you're not gonna watch 4 hours anyway. So
I'm watching it. I'm going to watch it.
no, you guys talking about 4 hours. You guys want to watch it, so I'm gonna just
I
spoil it
want
right now.
to watch it. If
No,
I can
I'm gonna
binge
give you.
watch,
I'll give you something real quick because it's dirty.
if I
Like,
can binge watch,
like when I tell you
foolishness,
Superman, when I tell you Superman is key, when
I
Superman is key.
I might give it a chance.
Okay,
I think you're talking too much. I think you're talking too much.
Original Justice League that already released. All the little things that made no sense are going to make sense and more. I'll give you that. All the little things that didn't make sense. Yeah, all the little stuff that didn't make sense, like why did Flash pop up? Why did he pop up and say Lois is the key? Like, why a whole bunch of shit like that? Like, what is all the stupid shit? Like Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf's like real point of doing what he's doing is said. You know what I mean? It's not like the stupid shit. So it's worth, from what I hear, it's worth the 4 hours.
Do I gotta go back and watch? Because I totally erased the other one from my brain.
No, we won't even talk about it tomorrow, but we'll talk about it next week. Tomorrow. Okay, I'm about that.
You gotta give me some time to watch it because I gotta come home and watch Winter Soldier.
That's the timeline before he spoils everything.
I'm giving you a week. I'm giving y'all 1 week before I start talking them shit.
Yeah. It's all right. I got time off. I got time. Next week I don't go to work till Thursday. I'm good. I got time.
Perfect. All right. So that's another episode of Casual Fan Podcast, the wrestling wrap up. And yes, Trace, take us out.
Check us tomorrow. Shot Club Podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified. And we going live tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Big up everyone that joined us. Big up Neil for keeping in the conversation.
Yeah, Neil's going on. Thanks, man.
Bless up.